draw. So, Laurent, I hope that you're back with me. Bluestocking's first out. And you can see there, the ball will be drawn, I guess, from the man on the right. But great that she was supplemented, Laurent, wasn't it?
Yes, she's the only one supplemented into the race. Very interesting. It's a big challenge for Bluestocking, but fascinating at the same time. As I said yesterday, only 6 females have won the Prix Vermeil NDR the same year. They were all 3 years old. And that tells you the level of that it takes you to reach that. But, you know, she's so good, Bluestocking, anything can happen in racing. It's a good draw in stall 3.
Yeah, really nice draw there. Ross Orion. Bluestocking then has drawn stall 3. We'll find out what Barry Mann makes of that, the representative of Jodmont, later on this morning. That's the first of the 16 to come out. And we'll find out shortly who's going to be next out of the bowl of balls on the left. Just seeing her most recent win, which was a fantastic performance.
Yes. She won ahead of Aventure, who has been left in the race as well. It was a late decision for Aventure, but Bluestocking first and second in the Prix Vermeil. It was a hard race now on those females. It was a tough race, a very good edition of the Prix Vermeil. And, you know, it's just coming back 3 weeks later and trying to win the Prix de l'Arc. It's a massive task. But then again, at this level, you know, we're only dealing with top horses. So it's always a great challenge.
She was obviously lining up at York, her start before that, well beaten by City of Troy. She was tough at Ascot when she led home the best of the Brits behind the very impressive Goliath that day. She, of course, gave Ross Orion another Group 1 in the Pretty Polly Stakes, beating Emily Upjohn earlier on this season. She started the year well by winning the Group 2 Filly Stakes. So Continuous is the next one to be drawn out, potentially the mount of Christophe Soumillon. We'll learn a bit later on about who's been jocked up there. There's no confirmation, is there, Laurent, with who's on board him yet?
No,
I suppose
not yet.
You'd want to keep your options open, wouldn't you? See where you're drawn, I suppose. So.
Yes, of course. But it was Christophe Soumillon who rode him in the Prix Foix, so why not? He was 5th continuous in the Arc last year. And he's coming back this year. Is he coming back stronger? Japanese-bred horse, trained by Aidan O'Brien. It's another among the older horses.
14.
14.
Not ideal. Christophe Soumillon has won the Arc twice, of course, in his career. I think he's had 5 seconds in it, Laurent. He's had a few near misses, but he's still won it twice. But not ideal there. 14. That's a harsh draw.
You know, it's not ideal, but we've got 16 runners, and obviously it's not ideal to be on the outside. Don't get me wrong, but it's not an impossible task. When we start having 20 runners, 18, 20, it's a bit more, but 16 is still, I'm going to say reasonable. I don't know, but it's, you know, being drawn in stall 14 is not that bad, put it this way.
Sunway is next out for David Menuisier, a horse who's run with great credit all year, the son of Galloway. Just going back to Continuous, he does like to go forward, doesn't he, generally, in the runs? Yes. So maybe Christophe can be positive. We know that Oisin Murphy's going to be riding Sunway, and stall 15. The high numbers are out with a vengeance. He's a good each-way price, I felt, Laurent.
Yes, he's even a big price, according to his trainer. And it would be an even bigger price if suddenly the rain you know, was coming, because he would be really advantaged. He would have a great benefit from a heavy rain and a very testing ground. He won last year the Criterium at Saint-Cloud on Group 1 on very testing condition. And then again, if the rain happened to fall a lot, it would be a massive help for Sunway.
Okay, another one that we're familiar with, Al Riffa, who's going to be the mount of Yataki Taki, because Masaki Matsushima has bought into the Al Riffa syndicate, and he's hoping to try and win the race for Japan. Yataki Taki and Joseph O'Brien, who trains, and this horse has got a really good chance, I feel, Laurent.
Yes, he has a very good chance. Now, the thing is, they wanted to keep him fresh, but it's nearly 2 months since his last run at Riffa, drawn in stall 9. An impressive winning performance in Germany. And, German Group 1 are good prep for the arc, put it this way. That was the first attempt over a mile and a half, and it was a rather positive attempt. So, he's coming into the race with a chance at Riffa. Look at him here, winning this race. At Hopgarten on the 11th of August. So it's a while now. It's been a while, but that was the goal, to keep him fresh for the race. And, earlier in the season, I thought, he may not be an arc horse, but as the race, shaping up the way he won over a mile and a half, he could suddenly turn into a proper arc horse. So plenty of experience for this horse and a decent draw, I would say.
Yeah,
and ridden by a man that knows the track.
Stall 9, not bad. Like you say, Taki does know the track. He's never ridden the horse in a race before. That would be a bit of a negative, but then the experience of the man, it probably doesn't matter. You've seen him finish 4th in the Prix when he wasn't beaten far behind Haya Zark. And that's the next one out. That was a nice link, Laurent, wasn't it?
That's it.
If only I
well
knew.
done. But you know everything, Hayley. Tell us, come on, tell us the truth. Who is the winner? I'm sure. But
I'm waiting for all the draw and the ground conditions. I'm a last minute on the day type person. There's no point in getting carried away until an hour before the race for me. But William Buick booked for the ride. Obviously, Christophe Soumillon has been riding him recently. Yep.
Yeah. Haya Zark, there was also Alexis Pouchin, but Alexis Pouchin is on Mqtse de Sevigne, and then Christophe Soumillon dropped him. So he's going Haya Zark. He will be, he would love to see the rain coming down as well, because he's from a family where they love the very testing ground. He had he's related to a mare that was 4th in the arc a few years ago at 140 to 1. The ground was very heavy. Ayalanda, I'll have to find the year of the arc, but it was a dozen years ago, and is related to Ayalanda, and she was 4th at 140 to 1 because of the testing ground. So he loved that, and if the rain happened, it could be a surprise, surprise in the race.
Okay, Highlander lined up in Trevzark in 2013, also ran back there. It was 2012 when she was 4th. And then unfortunately not quite as good the year after. So that's a really interesting bit of pedigree to follow there, Laurent. Thank you for that. Have they done the stall?
Yes, no, Mqtse de Sevigne. We're waiting for the draw for Mqtse de Sevigne, but she's probably the most Group 1 winning horse in the race with 5 Group 1s.
Wow,
we'll have to look into it.
That's incredible, isn't it? 5 Group 1s. I missed where the last horse was drawn.
Stall 13.
Oh, yeah, 13. No, we did have it, yeah. That's cool. And now Mqtse de Sevigne. Yeah, I forgot I'd seen stall 13. 16. Oh, that's not ideal for her, is it? That's
It's okay. I would not worry too much. She's quite handy to ride. She's got plenty of experience, and she's going to be taken back as well, running for the first time over a mile and a half. So I don't think she'll be ridden prominently. So it's,
good point.
It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world.
No, exactly. You've got to think about their style of racing, and you can see now her lining up in the Prix Jean Romanet, another Group 1. I think this was one of her most enjoyable visual victories to watch, Lauren. She looked like, even though it was a close finish, I felt like she was always well on top.
That's the thing. That's what André Fab notified after the race. He said, it's not the margin at the finish. It's just, she keeps winning. She keeps delivering, and whatever you put against her, she wants to keep her head in front. So she's unbeaten in 4 starts this year, 3 Group 1 this year, 3 Group 1 from 4 starts, and she's going to race for the first time over a mile and a half. The breeding. Half-brother Méandre, and the breeding suggests that she should stay. So, fingers crossed. Look at André Fab's roll of honor.
Oh, look at that. Valgeist, Rail Link, Hurricane Run, Sagamix, Piontre, Celeb, Carnegie, Subotica, and Trempolino back in 1987.
Pat Edry, I remember. He broke the track record at the time, the record of the race that has been beaten since by the filly Dana Dream. Yes.
Ah, amazing. And Survie is the next one to come out here. We'll learn the story in just a moment. But what about Nicolas Clement's daughter of Churchill's chances. Tom Marquand booked for the ride.
Okay, so that's clear now. Stéphane Pasquier is probably going on Aventure, then Tom Marquand, Survie. Survie's run in the Prix Vermeil does not reflect her ability. She probably, with a better run, she should have won the Prix de Diane. I think she could be a real surprise, this filly, being placed. I'm not saying she's going to win, but she could place at a big price.
And a nice draw, Laurent.
Yes, very good draw. Ideal if you want to get a good position behind the leaders or even move forward. It's a good draw, stall 6.
Yeah, really decent draw there for Survie and Tom Marquand, who's going to be on board her for the very first time. She only carries, is it 8 stone 9, I think, because of being a filly, a 3-year-old. She gets all the allowances, so quite a low weight there. And Stéphane Pasquier, he's ridden her on every single start from her 7 outings and to those 3 successes. It must be tough when you've got to get off a filly like that.
Yes, it's a big decision. He's going for Aventure. I suspect so. Anyway, we're going to find out. And it's a tough decision for Stéphane Pasquier, who won the Arc a few years ago on Rail Link. Yeah,
that will be... Shin Emperor. The whole of Japan will be on tenterhooks now with where he's coming from.
So let's see what's the draw for Shin Emperor. But he seems to be such a cool horse, easy to ride. Came from the back in the Japanese Derby to finish a good third, and then he was ridden a bit more prominently in the Irish Champion Stake, where he was a little unlucky early. And is he going to be able to win his first race of the year? He hasn't won a race this year. That's my concern. But let's see. He's so good.
11, a nice draw, and Ryusi Sakai, who has ridden the horse on his last 3 starts. He's been ridden by some top jockeys in his time. Takashi Yokoyama, Joe Moreira, Mirzabayev, Kawada, but it is Sakai who's been on board his last 3 starts, including this day, when, like you say, Laurent, you could say a little bit unlucky, but look at the 2 horses he's followed home.
Yes, it's amazing, look at the economics. And then Los Angeles finishing behind him, but just at this stage here, he was a little bit bothered, and then he found something to pick up again in the last 50 yards, and he was probably, in the last 50 yards, the quickest of the front 4. So it was, I think, a very good performance. The trainer said he was 70%, 80% fit for this, in which case, if he's 100% on Sunday, well, he's the one to beat. That's it, in theory. The jockey now hasn't got the experience to go around Longchamp on a 16-runners field. That is definitely an issue. It's a technical track, Longchamp, like Chantilly, like all those tracks. When you've got a jockey who has experience around those tracks, it's obviously better. But let's see. The horse got a great turn of foot. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Absolutely. Delius is the next one to come out. Iritz Mendizabal is jocked up to be partnering this horse for Jean-Claude Rouget, the son of Frankel, out of a Daylami mare, Watami, in the Magnus Smith Tabor and Westerberg colours. What about this horse's performance behind Sosie in the Prix Niel?
Yes, he looked special earlier in the year. Then he bumped twice into Sosie in the Grand Prix de Paris, then in the Prix Niel. The two, the distance was the same between the two in each of the races. So far, what we've seen, Sosie's got the measure of Delius. So to think he can win the race, you would need, a number of very positive circumstances. But then again, the Arc, why not? He's drawn in stall 7, a man of experience on board, Iritz Mendizabal. That's another one. It's an open race this year. And we'll see. He was the big horse at Sky.
Ace Impact, Sotas for Jean-Claude Rouget. He's looking for his 3rd win in the race. He's no stranger, and obviously had the better of Look De Vega in that when they met just 21 days ago as well. So he's an interesting runner, isn't he? If he can go back to some of the performances we saw earlier on this season.
Can he do that? That's the next question.
Yeah, well, we'll learn very soon. Next, Sosie. We'll see where Sosie's coming from. Maxime Guillon, as you were saying, would be on board again for Andre Farben, the son of See the Stars, obviously coming out on top in that Prix with Delius in behind, Look De Vega in behind, and another one who's throwing. I just worry about this horse's way of racing. I think it's important he relaxes a bit better. Even though he won the Prix Niel, I still felt he was just trying to do too much early on, Laurent.
Yes, probably, but I think in the Prix Niel, you look at a horse that is coming back from the summer break, probably a little bit fresh, just needs a bit of racing to get back into the swing. So he's drawn in stall 5 here. It's a very good draw. You know, Maxime Guillon should keep it very, well, he tried to keep it very simple, obviously. Don't forget, we have the open straight for the Arc as well on Sunday. So that's something very important. But he's, you know, he has turned it into a proper racer. He hasn't got a sharp turn of foot as like we saw Ace Impact last year, like we saw Look De Vega in the Prix du Jockey Club. But he's there, he's right up there. He's a good horse with a strong selective pace. You know, he's one of the main chances. He's unbeaten in 2 starts over the course and distance as well. So it sounds good. Magnificent individual as well. An absolute beauty of a horse.
Yeah, he's really strong physically for a 3-year-old. And also quite forward for a See the Stars. I always feel like they develop, you know, 3 to 4, whereas this horse seems to have come to hands quite early in his career, like really filled out and muscular type.
Yes. Yes, well, he's trained by a master trainer as well, and it's just something, you know, he's just a beautiful horse. Nice, beautiful horse.
Right, I think there's only 3 more stalls left to fill, and Zarakem, which is going to be the mount of Christian Demuro, lining up for Jérôme Renier, the son of Zarak, who really disappointed Laurent, but was up against it in the jump-on. I didn't think he had the most obvious chance, but you go back to the Ascot run, and that was more like it, wasn't it?
Yes, on the back of the Ascot run, he goes into the race with a chance. If we just do the theory, he would have a chance. But still, you know, we would have liked to see a little bit more last time. So it's a big challenge. He needs a big number of lengths to find. Here is Zarakem drawn in stall 1 with Christian Demuro. Not ideal. How is he going to be ridden now, Zarakem? I don't know. Is he going to take him back? Is he going to move forward? Mid-division, it's very difficult to say, but stall 1, you know, you might as well use it as much as you can. Yeah,
he won last year over the trip. He's actually run over a little bit further at Marseille Borrelli, but when he won off the back of a break, getting the better of Horaz and Dor in the Prix d'Arcourt, it was heavy ground that day, and he was just ridden patiently, sort of midfield. So I wonder if they'll employ those tactics. But surely the ground being on the soft side is a real positive for him.
Yes.
Anyway, we've moved on. Fantastic Moon.
Yes.
Horse number 3.
Horse that's, yes, he's not sure to run. If the ground is too testing, he won't run.
I heard that. Yeah, they would save him for going somewhere else. Obviously, it was good ground when he got the better of Dubai Honor.
Right profile, Fantastic Moon. Very good horse. He wasn't placed in the Arc last year, but that came probably after an impressive win in the Prix. Sorry, it was the Prix Niel. He was very impressive in the Prix Niel, and just you know, this year the connection, they've decided to keep him much fresher than they did last year. So his last run was at Baden-Baden, a win in the Group 1, beating Dubai Honor over a 1.5 miles, and he was quite impressive. I like the prospect of a Fantastic Moon.
Do you? Stall 2.
Good draw.
Yeah, not bad at all. And the jockey, René Péchelet, not a stranger to winning the Arc either.
No.
2021.
Torquato Tasso, yes.
Yeah.
Big prize winner.
Yeah.
And a great ride.
Indeed. Torquato Tasso, he won the race at big odds when beating Tanawa and Hurricane Lane, who was sent off favourite that year. So Los Angeles, finally, process of elimination. You can probably figure out the last remaining 3 to come out. And he'll be coming from stall 10. So not a bad draw, Los Angeles.
He's supposed to have a man of experience on board, so he should be able to manage that.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
He might be all right.
A young, talented jockey.
Young, talented, definitely not young.
A man for the future, yes.
Yeah, up and coming.
Potentially
the mount of Riffa and MORE. Found. And Dylan Thomas for Aidan O'Brien, 2 victories. Ryan was on board Found in 2016, and of course Workforce after the year he'd won the Derby many years ago. So he's not a stranger to winning the race either. Workforce, the Sir Michael Stout. That was, what was that, 2010, 2011? 2010, I think. I was there, maybe. I should remember. 2010, yeah, and then he flopped in 2011. Right, Sevenna's Night is next out. Mikel Barcelona booked for the ride here. What about this horse's chances, Laurent?
Well, so far he's been more of a stayer. His big wins were over trips, around 15 furlongs. So it's a bit of a challenge. He was well beaten in the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud this year. Is he a horse to go in this sort of race over this trip at this level? It doesn't look like it so far, but this is André Fab, this is Mikel Barcelona, who is absolutely flying at the moment in terms of, making bagging winners. So Sevenna's Night, he's got a profile of an outsider, but when it's André Fab, you always have to be very cautious, especially with a jockey like that on board. So,
well, we're still waiting for Look De Vega to see where he's going to end. There he is. Me and my crystal ball again, Laurent. Look De Vega.
Yes.
You're expecting a better performance from him. Ronan Thomas booked for the ride for Chris and Jan Lerner.
Yeah, it's a few of us expecting a better performance. I hope it will happen, but. Obviously what is left here on the board for Look De Vega is going to jump off from a good draw. Ronan Thomas gave him an ideal ride in the Prix du Jockey Club. He kept it simple, just behind the leaders, and he had a good draw. I don't remember what the draw was in the Prix du Jockey Club, but he had a very good race, always in a good position. And so let's see how it goes this time, but... Fingers crossed, we'll see.
He came from stall 3 that day, and he was quite positively ridden, Look De Vega, in the Prix du Jockey Club when he beat First Look. And this is the race now, Laurent. Look at that. You speak, we show.
Yes.
Nice performance, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it opened up about 2 furlongs from the winning post, and then just on, Ronan Thomas pushed the button. The horse responded immediately. And he went well clear from the race. He beat a good bunch of horses. When we looked, the horses behind, there was some Group 1 winners. And then, we have to just look at him. He's magnificent. We just saw the shadow of Look De Vega in the Prix Niel. Definitely. If he's back to where he was at the Prix du Jockey Club, Ailey, I think he's the likely winner. If.
Yeah, there he is indeed. Ronan Thomas as well. But for the team, Look De Vega. Never quite know when they're going to move on. Stall 8, not a bad draw for Look De Vega.
Jan Lerner here on the picture. Yes, the son of Carlos. Great partnership with the dad. Sometimes it's challenging to work with your father, but things are going really well for them. And Aventure, yes.
Christophe Furlong's daughter of See the Stars, looking to reverse the form with Bluestocking. Stéphane Pasquier, who won on her at Deauville when winning the Prix de Promo in the Group 2 before she finished second in the Group 1 at Longchamp in the Prix Vermeil. She's in great form this season, Laurent.
Yes, very good. Very impressive at Chantilly. We remember in June when she won that group race at Chantilly. She was very, very impressive. She's very good. Went into the Prix Vermeil. She came down to... after a big battle with Bluestocking, but she lost nothing in defeat on this occasion. The two reopposed on Sunday, and we'll see how they've come out of this race, the Prix Vermeil, which I think was a very hard race on the two. But then again, let's see on Sunday. But it's funny how the 3 years old have, they are mostly in the smaller draw number, and the older horses are more like with a high draw number. So it's a perfect split. 8 3 years old, 8 older horses in the race. Fascinating.
Yeah, the lower draws. Indeed, with the younger horses. So that is the draw then from the Qatar Prix de Triomphe. Thanks to the guys over at Equidia for taking us through that. And hopefully it will all start to become clear, the picture of the 2024